Today on In the Woodyard, you're going to hear all about the new B18HP Blockbuster Firewood processor. It's awesome. You're going to like it. Check this out. I am in the Blockbuster booth. I am with the man who knows everything about the machines. This is Jake.
Where's he at?
This is Jake, and he is the sales guy for Blockbuster. So if you call, this is the guy you want to talk to. And you guys at this show announced a brand new machine, and this is it.
Yep.
This is the Blockbuster
B18HP. So totally different, starting with the name. Before we even look at the machine, we're changing things up.
It is an awesome machine, and there's so many new things about this. Number one, you got a new logo, which is cool.
Yep.
Changed your color scheme, not a lot, but just enough to
added more black to it. Yep.
Very cool. And a lot of new features, a lot of new benefits, a lot of new things on this machine that you guys are gonna like. We're gonna show it to you right now. What do you got this new on here? What is this?
Yeah, so B18HP. So I don't know how much time you have here, but
we got the rest of the day.
I like it. We're gonna start with the name. So a big thing for us, we struggle with our naming convention on our machines. There's a lot of confusion with our models. The numbers don't correlate with what their actual capacities are anymore, just with changes. There's some overlap with some of our different models. So we're looking at consolidating, cleaning things up, and making it simpler for the user to kind of, for us to explain what they're looking at and what they might be getting. So the B18, we came up with the 18 really because this machine was based off the 1820 frame, but it's not an 1820. It's a totally different animal. So really we'll start here in the back. We have our 16-foot attached pivoting elevator. So it's raised and lower with the winch. The winch is, there's a switch here. They can run it up and down when the key power is on. Otherwise, there is a magnetic remote control that we can use to run it remotely. So you'll notice that the winch is mounted dead center over the splitting wedge. So once we set the elevator down on the deck leg, or on the legs there, the support legs, we can actually retract that cable and use it. If we pull our auto stop out, it rests right on the slide table. We can use it to grab that splitting wedge right out of there, lift it out, pull it off to the side, lower it, and change splitting wedges if we need. So
that is awesome.
Yep, that's and you know, we build a lot of this off customer feedback. That's a cool thing. There's a lot of things that customers, some of it's really little, minute stuff, and we'll walk around and talk about that. But there's so much here that wasn't really our idea. It was stuff that customers, little things that shows that it said you should do this or you need to do this. And
so the big thing you kind of went over real quick here, and this is it right here. You've got, instead of a 12-foot, you now have a 16-foot, and it does fold. So that folds up. The wheels on the end comes in and down, so the whole thing stands straight up, right?
Yep. So what we would do is we would lift it up. We would retract our legs here, and then once you do that, you can fold this back and chain your legs out of the way, and then we lower the entire assembly to the ground. At that point, you have no more weight on here. You release both your mechanical over center latches here on each side, and then you lift the assembly back up and it will close back up on itself, and then we will pull it tight. These rubber stops will hit these supports here, and then we just chain it on either side. These chains will retain here in this bracket. This clip holds the chain in that bracket, so it's a matter of just a couple minutes of being able to do it. So super slick, super easy. Simple. You know, we want to keep simple with everything we do. We don't want to get away from that.
So one of the things that you mentioned there also that we didn't talk a lot about, it does pivot.
It does.
So what is your motion left and right? Can you go past the trough?
You bet.
Even wider on either side there?
We sure can. We can go 30 degrees either direction. We have 60 degrees of
60
total
degrees
swing.
travel.
So
wow.
Fun fact, the guys back at the nerdery, back in the engineering office, when we were working on this, Jeff in particular had done some research. So kind of when playing in efficiency, you know, you're not just getting a longer elevator, you're getting more clearance height. So I think at a 45, we're roughly 12 foot of clearance underneath it. But when we look at our 12-foot attached conveyor there, when it is all the way up, Chris, we have about 9 foot of clearance underneath that. And if you do the math that they did in the nerdery here a while back, we can get approximately just under 2 cord underneath that before we need to move the machine. Once we go to 16 foot, now that we have 12 foot of clearance underneath and 60 degrees of pivot, we're looking at stacking 14 cord of wood, full cord.
So more than a semi-load.
Almost more than a semi load in one shot before we either need to move that wood or move the machine out of the way. So
that's huge.
Yeah, and it's kind of just a neat. It shows, you know, we're not just adding, you know, a little bit of length to it, but we really are playing into the efficiency and making sure that we're splitting wood or processing firewood and not moving and having any downtime. So
very cool.
Go ahead.
Your station here, obviously this is a lot different.
We've cleaned things up quite a bit. All the same gauges we've ever had, but now just in one location where they should be.
Sure.
We talk guys through the saw pivot quite a bit. Guys will call in and maybe their bars are wearing prematurely or they're stalling their motor on their saw. The first thing we do is look at what we're running for PSI on that. We don't want too little, but we don't want too much. Historically, we've always mounted that in the back right by the relief valve, and we can't get a reading on that unless we're actively cutting. So just it makes sense to have it here so the operator can cut and get a reading out there without having to have somebody back there watching it. So new labels, new decals. We put a light package on here. Switch is right here. We have our floodlight.
So little LED up there, and then you got a light going out this direction too, right?
Correct. We illuminate the entire front infeed trough and deck. We illuminate the splitting chamber and up, kind of get the elevator, and then we have the, like I call the accent light that lights up our operator station but doesn't blind you. So
very nice. That light package is huge.
It is.
So many people I know process into the evening in the wintertime, end of the day or even early in the morning. Lights are huge.
Even this time of year, we're getting to where dark is getting earlier and earlier, and we know a lot of these guys that log and stuff for a full-time job, that this is a after-hours profession. So yeah, that's
one thing I noticed. Your lever that you've got there for your ram.
Yep.
It kind of does its own thing.
It does. So kind of like the Air did. So it's like the Air but different. So we still have the air compressor on board. We still use it for our saw cylinder for our actually just our retract. It's a hydraulic down but air retract. So as soon as we complete our cut and let off that lever, that saw bar goes back. We've increased that speed exponentially on the return and the down as well. But we've went to a hydraulic return now. So we went to a dual splitter valve setup. It detents both directions, the extend and the retract at the same time. Your extend takes priority. So the machine will obviously complete its split. It'll hit relief. This will pop, and then this one will go. And then once it's done, it'll pop up and complete the task. The other thing we've done, we get to the front of the engine, we've added a lot more horsepower to this machine or this frame package, but we went to a much bigger pump. We went to a 3-section pump on here. 2 of our pump sections are 40 gallon a minute apiece. So what we've done is we run our saw motor and splitting cylinder independently so we can cut and split simultaneously. But with the push of this button, with the key on, it will illuminate. That's our split boost. And what we do is we tie, there's a solenoid with a valve block that we send all that oil to, but we just open that valve up and we utilize both pump sections. So all 80 gallon a minute.
So it's a big dump.
Yep, it's just a big dump. We tie them together and we get our speed to where we're under 3 seconds.
I noticed, I watched it run earlier. You guys are going to see some footage coming up here. This thing's fast.
It is. It's fast and it's smooth. You know, you think that's almost too fast. That was kind of my thought kind of during initial design and talking, but it's smooth. It works. It really does. So
yeah, it's scary fast. I don't know why you want anything to be faster, because the weak link is always going to be in that chair. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's for sure. I found myself as a weak link a time or two as well. Nice. So
and show me this new window you got here. This is amazing. What's amazing about it from my standpoint, so you guys see this, go ahead and show us how close you are to what's going on.
The halo structure is different. We had to add some structure to support our elevator off the back, but when we get into our operating configuration, we're right here. This slides easy, and you have full access. You know, your left hand is right here.
That is unreal.
Should you need to throw a piece back in for a resplit, you still have the ability to stand up, grab whatever you need to, and toss it right in without opening the door. We do have some safety features built in. If you open this door, we automatically kick the split boost out, so you can still split, but we're not at the rapid speed. Right. We're at a normal cycle speed. But as soon as we close the door, we automatically engage it again if it's turned on. You don't have to remember to press the button. So yeah, nice feature. But yeah, we've cleaned things up. We've got things.
All your controls are right here. Your oil, your lights, your control. I mean, everything is right there. And yeah, it's so simple. And the levers that you got, obviously these are the common ones. These are the ones you use occasionally. That's the big boy you do everything with.
Yep.
I like that big lever. I like that because a lot of people, I noticed in a lot of machines, they have a little bitty lever, and that's a manly lever. I like that.
Yep. Do some leverage on there.
Yeah.
You're not going to wear your wrist out at the end of the day.
Nice.
So.
And then what do you have for a ram cylinder and power on that?
Same 5-inch splitting cylinder we've always used. So we're at 30 ton. We're a little bit more because we've with the addition of our 16-way box wedge that we have here, we actually cranked that up a little bit closer to that 2600 psi to have a little bit more leverage there on the back end when we're pushing logs through there. And another thing we didn't talk about is big change from a structure standpoint is we added 3 inches of height to our push plate over all our previous push plate designs. So
go ahead and slide that door open.
Yeah, you bet.
Get in there closer so you guys can see how big that is. So you can see here my hand compared to that, it's a lot bigger, and that's nice, very nice.
Yep. So that was a big change. That from a structure standpoint, we had to raise the height of the in-feed conveyor and then the live deck as well, a couple inches, but it did make some changes there. So we look at the live deck. We have our same as the 1820, pretty similar, right at 6 foot wide, and then we offer a 8 foot wide hydraulic fold as well on here. So if we want to get a little bit wider with the additional weight, we'll have the hydraulic fold just like we do on our 2222. So
and obviously you've got legless.
No deck legs on the 8 footer as well.
That is nice to have that open. That is huge.
Yep.
And I noticed if you get shorty logs, even with the forks, you can come in here very easily and drop some shorties in there if you have to.
Correct.
And you've got this set up lengthwise that you can handle 20 footers, no problem. 24 even probably.
Yeah. We completely bypassed all that. So 22-inch cut diameter, 24 feet long, 7.5 feet wide in transport width. Yep. And with the attached elevator folded up, we're right at about 27, 28 feet long.
And then total weight is
with the attached elevator, we're just under 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So if we top the tanks off, we can hit the 10,000 pound mark.
And then these bad boys right here, I see
you've
got some really nice.
Yes, long overdue.
I like the design on that, the two pieces. Very cool. Yep. Obviously, the nerdery did a good job on those.
They did. You can thank Jeff on that one. It's one of the many things that he had a hand in here.
Good job, Jeffrey.
So, and then going back to just simplicity and customer feedback, we kind of historically always mounted this compressor in a poor location up front to where it's not accessible. So not that there's a lot of maintenance on them, but we've got it to where it's right here. You're not crawling underneath the machine or worrying about hitting your head. The relay for this and the solenoid are actually covered up now. They're not out in the elements.
Battery's easy to get to.
Battery's easy to get to, and we finally got some dedicated hose routing.
I see you've got some shroud there. I like that. Nice.
Yep,
that'll keep stuff safe.
It keeps it safe, keeps it out of the sunlight, keeps it out of the elements. And
I've been asked by several guys, because I'm sure this is some kind of control panel, fusey thing.
Yeah,
what is it? People have been asking me.
It's a magic box.
It's something. It's a magic box.
That's a really good question. I've never been in there, but that's our engine control module for the Hyundai or Doosan engines that we run.
Got it. Cool.
Yep. Luckily, we don't get into those. So.
Here's the big engine.
Yep. So 74 horse Doosan or Hyundai now.
So you're underneath the DEF.
Yep, we're still underneath the DEF. No DEF, just the DOC.
And she purrs like a kitten, I've noticed.
It does. It does. It wraps up there. I think it runs at 26 or 2,700 RPM.
So you're getting up
turns.
To a bit.
Yeah, it hums.
And I see you moved your kit up here for your toolbox.
Yep, went to a little more sleeker. We can still get our 80 centimeter bar in there. You'll see that we have our components that we send with the machine, lights, air hose.
Lights, a lot of people don't know about the lights. I didn't know until I picked one up.
Yeah, talk through it really quick. So all of our machines, a lot of these go missing because guys use them for some other application.
They use them for their fishing boat.
They do. So for years, Blockbuster had hard-mounted lights onto these units, but there's just nowhere where you can put them where they're safe and out of the way, or susceptible to mice chewing on stuff, whatever it may be.
Or sticks catching them and ripping out the wires.
Yep, but there's just a transmitter that we plug in back here that stays plugged in, and then 2 button presses. This is your driver's side light.
Yep.
We'll mount it on the driver's side. These things are super strong. We went to Bangor and back on these, and only knocked 1 level little battery indicator, and that was driving through the night on the way home. So they're very simple. They're awesome. 7-pin connector gets you your lights off the pickup to the transmitter, and then your trailer brakes. So
very cool. Yeah, that is awesome.
We give you your 3/8 chunk air hose that we can plug into our air tank, blow off the machine, air up tires.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Every machine comes with a bar, 2 extra chains, an open-ended 9/16 and 1/2 inch for tension chain or changing chains.
Sure.
And any of the air machines with the air compressor also get they get a salt sprocket and then the 3/8 hose as well. So
nice. So does this have the quick change for the chain?
This is not, but we can take a look at it on another machine.
Sure,
it is an option on here, but just not on this machine here.
And then something a lot of people don't know, you guys are using ATF?
Yep. Yeah,
and it does everything you need it to do.
Yeah, we use ATF Dex 3 to run through our pumps for all of our hydraulic functions, and then we also use it to lubricate our bar and chain. So something that not sure a lot of other people do. We've been doing it for really since the conception of Blockbuster for a long time.
I get asked by a lot of people, do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think of it? And it's like, it's easy. It's one tank.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is, as you're using it, you're putting new fluid in all the time. So nothing wrong with that. And the level, it works just fine. I did many, like 6 or 7 semi-loads. We used a couple gallons.
Yep.
No big deal.
Yep.
No,
I think, kind of, obviously, I think you've told us 40 engine hours, you might go through 1.5 gallons.
Yeah, it's not much.
Just depends.
And your diesel tank, what do you get here, about 20?
25 gallon on that, 50 gallon on this. Another thing we did go to a 12 volt cooler on here. Historically, we've always mounted the hydraulic cooler in front of the radiator. We just get better airflow for the engine and for the hydraulics with this up here. We also had problems with sawdust or chips, with the wind blowing them and getting them stuck between the radiator and the hydraulic cooler. So it's out in the open now, just simpler, better efficiency.
Hey, look at that. You've got a wedge holder.
Yes. So
spare wedge holder. Who would have thunk?
4, 6, 8, 12, or 16 weight.
Well, the thing is, there's a place to put it.
Yeah.
Everybody else just chucks them out on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
This is nice.
Ourselves included until we got this. So I have a feeling we'll still let them lay on the ground. But yes, no, it's great for towing. It's great for us from a shipping standpoint.
Sure.
When we're shipping them, we don't have to palletize them anymore. We can get them right on the machine.
Is it pinned in there somehow?
It is pinned. Yep, there's a pin. I don't know if that's a 1/2 inch or 5/8 pin down there. Yep.
And then obviously this is your air tank, so you can easily get it to drain it. One little lever, done, right?
Another thing that's always kind of been mounted usually towards the front horizontally to where the air valves or the gate valves, quarter turn gate valves that drain were always on the bottom side. There used to be the accumulator side and the tank side. It's just all one tank now, so now it's easy end of day, beginning of shift. We can crack that open really quick.
And I've never had anything come out of the ones I've been using. I just haven't had it be an issue. But I know if it's you're running it every day in the cold, warm, over and over and over, you're going to probably get some moisture.
Yep, and you'll actually see just a little bit of hydraulic fluid too, because you're always going to get a little bit of bleed by past your cylinder.
Okay.
So it's very minimal, but you'll usually, if you run it all day and you crack it open, you'll probably see a slight mist. And
here's something
most
new.
Of that. Yeah, a little bit different on the dust shield. Yep. I think talking to the guy that actually purchased this machine, we may make some changes. We wanted to do a better job of capturing more dust. We're closer to the machine than we'd like, so we'll probably see on the next machines and even this one, we'll probably make some quick changes.
So you're going to end up being able to have this so that a tow could get right up in here close?
I think get it towed or get it to where we're directing it away from the machine, or give the operator more capabilities of doing what they want to do with it. I don't know if we can come up with an adjustable baffle, what we'll actually do, but we can make anything happen. So
and then as always, you've got your final cut tray.
Yep, last piece slide table and the auto stop. Both are optional. We wanted to keep them optional. There's we working on another guy that's pulled the trigger on one of these and he didn't want them. He's fine with the spring loaded antenna.
I don't use mine as much as I thought I would.
The auto stop,
if you get good with your clamp of keeping it down low, you can catch it. In the beginning, you use it way more, and as you get better, you use it less.
Yep.
But it's nice on big chunks.
It is nice, and you've kind of shown me, just with you having more run time on these machines than me, that a lot of times if you can get long enough to hit this and run your end feed conveyor, you can actually usually lift that log back up to where it's square, and you can still get a square cut on it. So this nice thing, this is hinged here and at the bottom, so you can pull this pin and pull it down, so just better access to being able to tension the chain or change the chain to get that out of your way.
Your bars you guys use are phenomenal. I forgot when I first started, I'd have them down and I'd be bringing a log in and ram them, and they bend way over and like, oh no, I bent it. They pop right back.
Yep.
It's like, those are awesome. I talked to several loggers that use that same brand, and they say those are the best by far because they don't bend.
They're 100% heat treated, and they don't have any memory. They have a lot of spring to them,
phenomenal.
And they're just a long lasting bar.
They are.
So
and you're using the 404.
404 80 gauge, and with getting the 22-inch cut on here, we've actually went to an 80 centimeter. I believe that'd be right at a 32-inch bar. Okay. And I think we're right at 92 driver length. So it's a new bar and chain combo.
They last a long time.
They do.
If you got clean wood, that bar and chain is going to be good for a very long time.
Yep.
I was apprehensive on bar saws when I first started, like, oh, I have to be sharpening all the time. That 404 chain is so hard. You sharpen it once a day, maybe you touch it up. That's it. And you can cut a lot of wood. My brother and I did a whole semi-load before I even touched it up, and it didn't really cut much different because it wasn't bad. They just last a long time. I was so impressed.
The other thing with these diesel engines, with the horsepower and some of the changes we made, we can maintain that chain speed, and you can kind of see it in your chip size a little bit, but you don't notice it in terms of performance near as much as you do with a smaller diesel engine or even a gas engine. It doesn't tax it near as hard. So, but but no, we're super excited about this thing, man. It's
very cool.
Like I said, just a lot of customer feedback. It's kind of our first big project. There's some things we did with the hydraulics that we plan to implement into other new projects that we're working on, and even some of our legacy products. So we're looking at maybe making some of these features on here optional or upgrades on some of the existing machines down the road. So
there you go. We kind of did the walk around. You got to see all the stuff, all the cool things about it, all the new improvements, all the new features, all the new benefits you guys are going to get when you get one of these, because you're going to need one. And when you call, you're going to talk to Jake. If you want to see more of these machines running, go to my channel. There's all kinds of videos. There's going to be a lot new ones coming out. Someday I may even have one of these to try out, but you guys need to check them out. Your lead times right now on what's the machines, where you at?
Coming here, we were at second, third week of December, but I think with what we've done here at show
so
already.
How many weeks is that?
Where we're at 12, we'll say weeks. 12. We're right here at the beginning of October, so yeah.
Yeah, because
October,
this
November,
probably won't
December.
play for another month. So
we'll be 12 weeks. 12 weeks.
So.
We're right into probably the first of the year now if we ordered a machine.
Yeah. Is there any machine that has a faster turnaround time right now that you guys have, or are they all about equal?
They're all about equal. Call and let us know, because we do put we have been doing a better job of putting more stock units into the schedule. We usually just option them all the way up, but if you call us soon enough and put your name on them, we can de-feature them or get them exactly how you want them if you let us know in time. But we have been keeping dedicated stock machines in the loop, and sometimes with those being in the system too, they're pushing out our lead times. But if you do need a machine sooner, we can push those ones back if we don't have names on them. So it's always best to call, let us know, and we can move things around as well.
Right, if you're thinking about it, just go. From what I've seen, all this new stuff is just awesome. But the big thing that I've noticed, because I've looked at used ones, I've talked to guys that have used ones, everybody I've talked to that has bought, whether it's a new one that they bought 5-10 years ago or a new one that they've bought, the value on them stays the same, but more than likely goes up, because the cost to produce everything keeps going up. So if you really want one, pull the trigger. You're not going to go wrong. You're going to be able to use it a year, 2, 3, 5 years, trade it in, either stay the same, gain money, and then upgrade. It's of all the machines you can possibly buy, a processor like this, they just hold their value so well.
They do, and everybody, there's demand like crazy right now, whether it's new or used. And you talk to any of the other OEMs here that we chat with, they're all in the same predicament. Like we can't just shovel them out fast enough. So so that makes the used much more desirable, because if somebody has used and they want a machine now, they're willing to pay that premium for it.
And I know you guys have had people that have been through several different models, several different sizes of machines, and every time they upgrade, it's a game changer for them, because they're getting speed, higher production. They used a machine for several years and they get their money back.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just just a no-brainer when it comes to business.
It really is. Yeah, you talk to everybody, and it's not just us, but yes, it seems these machines do hold their value. They provide a they provide an immediate ROI. So
Right.
yeah, there's something to be said there for sure.
Right.
For sure.
So make the call.
Yeah.
Go to the channel, check it out. If you wondered how to get there'll be a link on the video down below. Just check it. You can go right through the link and call Jake. He's the man. That's all we got for today, folks. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Good night, Irene.